It's the Hold Up Show. Let's go. Yeah, yeah. We like them red bones or that cocoa. See me in the club, she want a photo. Bottles sparkling everywhere that we go. Respect the grind, yeah, we always on go mode, go mode. She like, she like, she like. 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 Iced up with the wardrobe. They wanna hook up after each show. Getting love every zip code. She like, she like. See that road life we touring. Ain't no city we boarding. That rose be pouring after every show we performing. Then KD how I'm scoring. Yeah, main joint she whoring. Exchange numbers in the morning. It's a new flight that we boarding. Chasing cash on the schedule. The ice up a new bezel. Sharp cuts with that bevel. Trying to stack up the new levels. Man, I treat them all with respect. But it's so many on deck. How can a young nigga neglect a contest of the best neck? Shorty out chasing the thrill. A night with a celeb. One of the few exotic gifts. Hoping I'm caught up in her web. I don't leave nothing unsaid. Won't have nobody misled. Cause my pocket's well fed. She tryna get a hand on that bread. We like them red bones or that cocoa. See me in the club, she want a photo. Bottles sparkling everywhere that we go. Respect the grind, yeah, we always on go mode, go mode. She like, she like, she like. 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 Iced up with the wardrobe. They wanna hook up after each show. Getting love every zip code. Cause that's the type that she like, she like, she like. In 96, Pac said it's all about you. Drake seen you loving the crew. Sitting first class, flying here and there. H-Town knocking the boots for a purse and a little loot. Or ass shots in Malaysia, weaved up at Plan B. So you can't conceive in this trick game, you in the major league. It used to be sign my poster, then slide your number. Now it's DM your hotel and what name it's under. In this game, when it come to rich prey, you the crocodile hunter. Trying to bag a number one stunner. I ain't trying to knock your hustle. I don't know your struggle when your mileage up. Don't be surprised what cup you hope you grind a business instead of hair abundance. Don't be having fun, make it worth the trouble. She in love with the fast life status. She wants the spotlight, so a baller, that's her type. We like them red bones or that cocoa. See me in the club, she want a photo. Bottles sparkling everywhere that we go. Respect the grind, yeah, we always on go mode. Cause that's the type that she like, she like, she like. 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 Iced up with the wardrobe. They wanna hook up after each show. Getting love every zip code. Cause that's the type that she like, she like, she like. What's up, good people? It's your boy Home Boom. And we are back with another segment of the Hold Up Show. That was one of my tracks, She Likes. That's the type. You can check that out on SoundCloud. Boom Boom in the search. And I'll come right up, you dig? But today, our hold up moment is, hold up, where the party at? We're going to be discussing how different age groups party in 2025 and discuss, I guess, things from my past, experience of what I see or how I
and viewed people partying through the years, right? So let's get into it. Hold up. So, right, no video, no article, just me vibing with the people, right? So, when I first got onto the party scene or whatever, right? Being as though I'm 43, right? My first parties were house parties, right? Those birthday parties or graduation parties or whatever, who threw a house party, $2 parties, $1 parties, whatever, right? That is where you could catch everybody in that 12 to 16 range, right? In the like 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade era, right? And that was the place to be, right? That's where you first tried your, or I guess you first noticed or not if girls liked you, or maybe the secret crush that you didn't know was into you because she asked you for a dance and it, the vibes was vibing. It is where you found out who could dance, who couldn't dance. I mean, it was wild back in my time. There was feet on the ceiling, on the wall. That was the thing. Put your feet on the walls and your hands on the floor, and the girls would, dance all over you. And you know what I mean? It was like the house parties was like who could pull off which girl could pull off the craziest move on a guy while dancing type. You know what I mean? And it was like, oh, I want to dance with her, or with some dude like, man, I can't, I'm not even attempting to, what I mean, keep up with shorty. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just stay here and just let it go, right? So then, right, you also found out like what kind of music you were into, who you could kind of party with, and what kind of people you didn't want to party with. You kind of found out if you were a wallflower or you were one of those that wanted to be in the middle of the dance floor, or you was by the DJ requesting songs, or you was in somebody's corner looking to, sneak the weed or sneak the alcohol or whatever, right? You started to identify what was their primary goal at these parties, right? You know what I mean? Like when they got in the party, like what is it that they wanted to do, right? And you had those dudes or those girls that could dance all night. Yeah, they didn't mind getting sweaty. They could go 101 songs. They could do all the moves. They knew all the latest steps or whatever, right? Then you had those, I'm coming, I'm picking my spot, you know what I mean? And I'm plucking them off as they come through, whether female or male, like they're it could be a corner with the female crew. It could be a corner with a guy crew. And it could be just people maneuvering around. If the right shorty came past the guy crew, they reaching out. Come here. Let me holler at you real quick. Same with the shorties, you walking through. They give you that look. And next thing you know, you stopping and you talking, because she gave you the come get me look, right? So you got the hone your social skills, so to speak, at these house parties, right? Because it always seemed like that was also our first experience of how people change when the lights come on, right? Like when they close down the club and the lights come on, it's like you just snap out of something like, man, I was talking to you. Yeah, you look different in the light. Well, that was that first taste of that back in the house party days, right? Because it would be like the lights got cut on at school or something, or the lights got cut on some other, like the next time you see them, What? I was dancing with you? What? I gave you my number. Who's this? Remind me again? You know what I mean? It was like, are they seeing you after the party was over and you had on some bobos or something, and they didn't see that in the dog? Oh, girl, let me talk. He got on pro wings. So then, right? As you get older, and at 11 to 12 to graduated our freshman year college or whatever, right? You stepped your partying up, right? Now you hitting the 18 and under clubs where it's no alcohol, or we had a place out here called like the Milk Bar, or in Philly we had a place called Dances. That was like the underage spot, which was crazy over there because the underage spot stayed up until 5 in the morning, served no alcohol or nothing, but it was hella weed being blown in there all day and all night, and it was nothing, right? Like, we already drunk before we went in there. Like, we didn't got drunk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's city life, right? So, the people, like the adult clubs would close like 2 or 3, and they would come to the Young Buck Club because they wasn't, that was almost like the after hour. Like, let's go smoke some more. Like, my first time seeing Benny Siegel was in Bobby Dances, right? Just grab the mic and just bust a freestyle. It was the hardest thing I ever heard, right? And it was like 4 in the morning, right? I'm talking about good times in Philly, right? Ruthless, right? Just baddies was everywhere. It was chill, but it was still on site. It was love, And some people would actually close that club down and then hop on which was the C bus at the time, the Broad Street bus, the Night Owl, and catch that joint right back to the hood, right? Or something close to the hood to catch some other night owl to get you where you was going, right? And you could get in. It was, even in being in there was like the lights was cut on. It was like, yo, you was in there, like, oh, I ain't see you, or oh, I'm glad I ain't talked to you because I see you in the light. You know what I mean? It was almost like you on the bus with us, like, you ain't got a car, like, you ain't got a car either, like, right? So, in that time, you are getting your, like, first taste of adult partying, or how it can go, sort of say. People are still dancing at this time, but it's in a different environment. It's no longer someone's house, basement, or anything like that. Now you're in a establishment where you could kind of get loose, have more room to maneuver, and it would just further heighten who were the wallflowers, who were the dancers, who were the socializers, who were there, I want to get high or get drunk and whatever folks, right? And, it would vary from night to night. Sometimes, some nights, most of the times I was dancing the floor off, trying to dance with every girl in the party or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or sometimes it'd be like, I'ma chill, my outfit too new, I don't want to get sweated out, I might jig a little bit here or there, but, always the primary goal of the guys was getting girls, getting numbers, seeing who's here, seeing the baddies, you know what I mean? And then it was like some others, around that time, primary thing was to go to the club and show out, like a show of force, and see what we could get into and who we could fight from another hood, or see if another hood we don't like in there try to talk to a girl that I try to talk to, and so it was people that had that motive going to the club as well, right? To just show out and act up, right? And you had your girls that were the scandal, we started to identify the scandally clad gang, you know what I mean? The half naked, everything popping out, but don't touch me, don't sexualize me, don't. No. crew, right? Then you just started to identify things, right? But the main point of this, what I'm saying is, they were still partying, right? They were still dancing, participating. The music still made you engage and all that, right? And everything wasn't heavily motivated by you on some sort of drug or alcohol, right? It was still just pure natural fun. I want to come out, hang out, dance, chill with my friend, gossip, giggly goo, and all that, right? So then you get to college, right? Now, mind you, I didn't go to college, but I went to college, right? I had enough friends in college all over the place that I was on college tours like I was in college. Like that's what it felt like. Like I was touring colleges so much that I felt that I went to college for like 2 years. Like I got an associate's degree in college tours. So that's when you start getting introduced to these homecomings, dorm parties. Well, not necessarily dorm parties, but frat parties, I should say, frat house parties, or incognito, you got to know who you know, college parties. And then that also introduced another side of the partying called the get together, right? The little shindigs, right? So from the shindigs to the full-fledged homecoming party bashes to the uh pep rallies to the this is where you also got introduced to day parties, right? Festival picnic parties and all that type of stuff, right? So this is all coming into play in that freshman year, sophomore year of college. This is new territory of partying for you, right? And it's exciting, right? You're moving around, you're outside partying, you're seeing fraternity parties and getting the vibe from that, and now you're seeing a different dynamic of the social link up from where we talked about wallflowers and the dance all nighters and the get drunk and the get hires and all that, right? Now you have like the debutantes and the preppies and then the jocks and then the, you know, earthies. And so now they're breaking you up into all these different, and you're seeing how they're holding their parties or they're meshing them all together in certain bigger events. And it was different, right? It was interesting to see maybe a jock try to holler at an earthy girl, or earthy guy try to talk to a debutante type of chick, or and it just brings to mind certain things like movies like Stomp the Yard, or what was Nick Cannon's Drumline and things like that, right? Because you're still figuring out exactly who you are and who you're trying to mold yourself into in this early adult stage, while still figuring out like people, like who good for you, who bad for you, who can you party with, who can you not party with, who can I separate that I don't want to be around them in this scene, and but on another chill level I could be around them in this scene. Because when you had the shindigs were normally like the first experience of double dating, but it was still like a semi small house party. It could be like 4 or 5 couples, and or just that under 12 to 15 people in the crib drinking and chilling, and then it just turned into something else, or like, yo, my homegirl coming over from, psychology class, and she's bringing a couple of her homegirls. Please, be respectful. The vultures over there, like, yeah, yeah. How they looking though, dog? Who they, she, yeah. So you get to see all that social setting, especially like when the two guys or two of the crew are trying to go after the same chick and all that, right? But it ended up being a good environment, a good party. You still had dancing, you still had a level of just pure fun, right? Just pure happiness and stuff, right? So then you have your later college years, right? Or you're in your 20s, you're able to drink, you're 21, you can go to any club, bar. You're now taking your first couple of out of town experiences like spring breaks and bike weeks and Miami Beach or Fort Lauderdale or Vegas or whatever, right? You're now stepped into the full adult realm of alcoholic adventures, right? 21 and over, security at the door, all that, right? Dress codes and profiling and all that, right? And now you're getting into that mode where people are starting to be more reserved. It's not as much dancing. It's still dancing, but not as much, right? It's more cool for school status, clout chasing, or clout building, or popularity harnessing, and all that, right? But it's still new. It's still exciting to some degree because you're going to different locations, and that would bring in different people into these new environments. So you're getting to interact with different people across the country that are in your same age bracket, whether they're in college or not. They're just in their 20s, they're working, they're moving and shaking, they ain't got no kids, they ain't got no real responsibilities, might have just got the first apartments or wall, whatever, or they just got comfortable in their freedom as being in college and just handling everything on their own now, and as a junior or senior or grad school or whatever, right? You're understanding a different level of partying, right? You're understanding the dress code. You have a certain level of swag that you've grown into now because of the maturity level you should be at by the time you're mid 20s or in college or the end of your college or something like that, right? I mean, you still have a lot to learn, but it's, you know, you're kind of know who you are and where you're going at this point, right? To some degree, right? So you got your style, you didn't got your lines or your swag, how you approach women or how women attract men or what they feel as though accentuating their assets, whether it be physical or personality or whatever, right? They've learned what their strong suits are, and you've kind of learned what women like about you or may find attractive or what you feel confident about yourself to display, right? But it's still a good time, and it's a lot more freedom, being as though you're not under restrictions of probably a parent's roof, a dorm master, or curfew, or restrictions, or all of that, right? So you're in this another level, right? So then you get to the late 20s, right? Now this time you might have a steady love interest or even a serious love interest. You might be just now starting in your career or uh comfortable with the environment or things that you're doing, whatever you're doing to make money, or you know what I'm saying? You got your routine down. You're now focused on more adult goals, maybe newer car, an actual house, that position in your career field that will get you the six figures or get you the comfortability you're looking for or whatever. Your circle of friends, what type of and how you deal with them, whether you could party with them or how you party with them or how you just overall get down with them, the type of women you are into and where to possibly find these women that fall under the category that maybe you're looking for. And then the extracurricular activities become more prevalent now at this stage, which are the strip clubs, the horseback, the horseback riding, the mechanical bull bars, and just the regular normal bar lounge scene that older adults go to, right? So it's just like another chamber that opens, right? And you start to see and realize how that party is going, right? So then you start to figure out, am I a club person? Because I'm more of a wallflower. So why would I want to go in here where it's hot, sweaty, and you can't hear anyone talk? I'd rather the more lower tone bar where there's some dancing, more conversationalist type of atmosphere. But the music is still good and it's still a poppin' place to be. Or you might find that you're still a clubber and you still have plenty of dance mileage left in them legs, knees, and all that, right? Or you may find that you're just a traveler. You just like to go to different places and just see the atmosphere, not necessarily dance, participate, or anything like that. Just see the new environments and feel the environment of people from these different regions, things, right? The vibes are still good. You are still experiencing the homecomings, the bike weeks, but they're at another level now, right? Because you're sort of a vet. You've been through it, right? You know what you're going for, how to attack it, how to go about it. You know what I mean? You know, if you're a dancer, you know where the best spots to go dancing at in certain areas, or how to identify what you're looking for a nice dance club, or how to identify a nice sports bar, regular bar / lounge that got the crabs and the seafood, and or they make the best slushy drinks and it bring out all these type of women or whatever, right? Or just whatever type of women you're looking for, right? Or men, caliber men, or type of men, right? So think about it like this. Like, you wouldn't be going to look for, the dapper fraternity guy at the tunnel, right? You going to look for your DMX thug or your Jay-Z Nas type of hustler. Like, you looking for somebody that's in a mix on a street level if you go into a place like the tunnel, right? Or you might just be like a suburban type of, and you want to go play with the animals in the zoo, sort of say. Like, you want to go actually touch, you want to get out of the safari and walk around type of deal, right? You have those that enjoy that atmosphere, right? But you're not going to go look for a debutante chick at the tunnel, right? You looking for a girl with extensions in her hair, bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair, Fendi bag, and a bad attitude. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So you start identifying where to find your crew, your atmosphere, your party, right? So then you get into this early 30s stage, right? And now it seems as though you're slowed down a little bit. You might actually have just gotten married or in the process of being engaged. Just might have had first couple of kids, or kids are just turned into toddlers or whatever, and you've gotten fully adjusted to being parent slash fiance slash whatever, or slash into your career, and you've got a couple years in, and you whatever, right? You just more self-aware of who you are and exactly where you want to be found and what atmospheres and people you want to be around, right? And I found in that 30 to 35 range that most of the men still clubbed, right? Nightclub, hip hop spot. Walk in, can't hear nothing. Lights flashing everywhere. Body squished up. Everybody bumping everybody. Type of deal, right? While the older women, well, women that same age, right? 30 to 35, preferred more of a lounge bar atmosphere because they wasn't looking to be hustled and bustled and touched and felt up and mushed through the night, or have to take their heels off and walk on wet glass broken floors or whatever was down there, cigarette butts, whatever, right? Or they don't want to possibly get into it with the newly batch of young girls that are just experiencing the club for the first time, and they have to get into a hair pulling match or any of that, right? But I mean, there's still a good percentage that went to the clubs. They just might have left early, or it's getting rowdy, getting sweaty, getting funky in here. That's my cue to go, right? But for the most part, or they also started finding other atmospheres of party, like Atlantic City casino type vibes, where they got the hotel resort that has some spots in there that you could jig safely, you know what I'm saying, with your good clothes on. You're bound to bump into international or out of state people in those type of atmospheres, like when you go to Vegas or Miami or whatever. But your local spot that has that type of traffic, right? So for me, that would be like a Philly or AC. Like, that traffic is just constant, that you'll never know who you could meet from anywhere, right? So then you have what would be called like the festival chasers, in a way, like the girl trips, the guy trips. Oh, we want to go to the wine festival or the essence festival or whatever. Or fellas is gathering up to go to the NBA All-Star and all that, right? You're going because there's an air of younger energy that you feel, and also an air of excitement from the type of figures, whether they be entertainment figures or sports figures, that bring a heightened excitement to events and things like that, which bring out the fine girls, right? And that in turns attract men, right? Or you have the destination girl trips like the Mexicos and the Dominican Republics or Puerto Ricos or whatever, where they're looking to bond sisterly and wild out and get shit faced and carry each other back to their hotel rooms in their high heels around, right? But it's more reserved at this time. Like there's just this constant slow down to a certain extent because it's not overly exciting to you as it was in your early 20s. Because once you've been through it a couple times, you know exactly what you're looking for, where you're looking to be, and chill and do your thing at, right? So then you get to the early 40s stage, right? And by now, ain't none of the men going to the club, right? Because they don't want to be looked at as the old guy at the club, right? By this time, most are in committed relationships or married, and the kids are aware of what you could be out there doing as far as like, why daddy going to the club? Like, he going to the same club I'm going to? Or, right? Or where am I going to the bar? Like, yeah, going to the bar again? Hey, every Friday, right? Or something like that, right? But it turns into that you're not really partying. You are popping out for a second, right? You're hitting your favorite happy hour. You're hitting your favorite drink special on a particular day. You're hitting the karaoke night. You're hitting spoken word night, or you're right, you're in a different vibe of slowed down atmosphere, right? Because you just ain't still with all the rah rah, and you just looking to come out, ease your mind from being an adult, right? So you get comfortable with that, but you're starting to notice that the scenes are empty. And the dancing or participation is either slowed or none. And it almost irritates you to see younger people or overly zealous older people hyping up your atmosphere, right? You know what I'm talking about. We know the old head bar where the young girls might invade, and the next thing you know, it's a bunch of ha ha and cackling, and the next thing you know, somebody's fighting somebody's grandma, right? Or some older woman because the older woman felt disrespected and the young girl couldn't hold her liquor, or the old head was too drunk and just barked on a young girl thinking that she was going to get that elderly respect, and the young girl turned up on her. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got no respect for that. You ain't my grandma. Like, all right, whatever. Like, whatever. On both sides, both genders. It's not just saying women get into the on both sides, right? But is this an era of slow down, more chill, more reserved? It might turn up in that last hour, hour and a half when they know they about to close. Everybody's good, drunk, loose, and comfortable now, right? They done sweated in their good clothes just a little, enough for them to loosen up. Like, all right, ain't new no more. I didn't got it right now. Everybody that was going to see me in it when it was crispy fresh got the opportunity to see me. Enough pictures have been taken. I can get loose now, right? That would be like your white parties, your black parties, your gown and sneaker parties or tuxedo and sneaker balls or whatever, right? Those are what that looks like, right? More networking than actually enjoying yourself, right? Making a few contacts is like you saying, coming home and saying, I enjoyed myself. I met Bob, he could help with my business here. And, stuff that wouldn't equate to having a good time in your 20s, like talking business while you're supposed to be partying, drinking alcohol. So then you look at the people that get in there 45 to 55 range, right? And that's where you start seeing the line dancers and the steppers and they coming out pressed, creased, starched, shining, sprinkling, you know what I mean, glittered. Looking like they're going to a ball, right? They're going to the Zsa Zsa Gabor ball or the whatever, right? And they're in there, they're cha-cha sliding or they're step, side to side, right? But they actually in there have rediscovered their joy in a way, right? And you'd be like, why is that? Like, the old people are partying. Like, damn, they getting down, right? And I think it's because you get to that point, you realize you don't care what anyone thinks. You're not looking to appease or hold up some image. You're comfortable in your skin. You're on the tail in your career. Your kids are probably grown. Your responsibilities are minimum, and you are looking. This is like exercise for you, right? They out there, they moving. You know what I mean? You seen them old heads. They suited and booted. They getting it, right? Or you see, old mama showing you that her knees still work, or that she could still do what she used to do in the 6-inch heels or the whatever, right? Shows you that at least for this one night a week, she could still get down, right? She could still show you that even in this tight whatever, right? She could still move, right? And it's still the same type of politics that would go on in your 20s and your late 20s and your 30s and 40s or early 40s. But it's just on a different level, It's almost like at a church level how they gossip. It's more like behind the, you see that bitch, she better not look at my man, I'd slide this cane upside her head. Like, or, that Rusty, he getting a little friendly and keep complimenting my woman. He better stop looking at her. All these other biddies in here, you better go look at his biddy, right? Right? It's just a different level of it, right? But it's still there, and it's still hilarious. But they don't let it ruin the party. Like, they are there for a focused goal, and it's to make a moment, and it's to enjoy it, and it's to expend and expound as much energy and move things that they ain't been moving at home in a few months or years, just to see if they still got it and go through that pain in the morning, right? So I asked today, in 2025, where's the party at? Like, I look around and I don't see none of that type of atmosphere no more, unless you actually have to like go out of town, or it actually has to be some type of event. When I go to the bars now, they're not dancing. When I go to the clubs, they're not dancing. When I go to the clubs / bars, they're not dancing, right? It's more head bobbing, drink holding, and staring. You know what I mean? There are more wallflowers and people not looking to be caught on social media in an embarrassing moment or time or some scenery to be taken the wrong way and perceived or portrayed totally opposite than what actually was going on. Whatever, right? But it looks like the party is dead. Like, there is no more party because there is basically no more unity in a way, or no more fun communication. Everybody's too cool for school, or everybody don't mess with everybody, so everybody's not looking to communicate with everybody. It even, like, we even see it with the family barbecues and gatherings. Like, even if they are any, everybody's not showing up. I mean, they're more dead now than ever, right? Or, first thing coming out of people's mouths is, who's gonna be there? Oh, alright, I'll catch the next one. Yeah, I'm guarding my peace. I ain't got time for that, right? So, I just want to know your thoughts. Where is the party at? How do you see people in all different age groups partying nowadays? Because the 13 or the 12 to 16, I don't see them partying nowhere. They out in the street wilding, or have no outlet to safely communicate or hone those social skills that we in our generation got to, right? And then even with the 20 somethings, like, where are they partying? Are they just staying local in the hood and just gathering up at people's house, or just chilling on the stoop, or is everything being kept real to the gang, so to speak? You know what I mean? To your immediate circle, and it's just no other intermingling with other just environments no more. Like, and then it's like, even with the grown people, it's like everyone's exactly to themselves, or exactly to whoever they came in the establishment with. And if they just so happen to run across someone else that they know, it's a brief exchange. It's no introductions to the other people in your party. It's, hey, what up? Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Get on your way, right? So, yeah, I just want to know your thoughts. Do you feel the same as I do, that there's no party? There's no togetherness. There's no good interactions no more, outside of the once a year black party, white party, this event, that event, out of town, whatever, right? Something that everyone's not going to, even if they do, not participating in the same way as everybody that does go, and all that, right? It's just, where's it at? I don't know. So, it's your boy Hoom Boom. This is another segment of the Hold Up Show, and where's the party at? You let me know. Peace.